So we're here at the floor of the New York International Auto Show, and behind us is the Infiniti QX80. It's a lot of vehicle, and there's a lot to talk about. It is the largest vehicle that Infiniti sells, and it's their flagship for 2025. But the big news is that the engine is actually getting smaller, going down to 3.5 liters. Despite the smaller size, it uses 2 turbochargers to make more power than the QX80 has ever had, even when the engine was a 5.6 liter V8. It makes 450 horsepower and 515 pound-feet of torque. Now, even though the engine is smaller, the fuel consumption is still quite noticeable. Over 17 liters per 100K in the city and 12.2 on the highway. But there's also so much tech to talk about. A majority of the tech is camera tech, which helps you see around and through the QX80's gigantic size. For example, there's a front-mounted 170-degree camera, which lets you see a wide range through the front of the car, and you can even see through the hood using an array of cameras and mapping software that it uses to basically map the ground underneath the car. This helps you when parallel parking to know how far it is away from things. But still, the styling of the vehicle, while it looks quite nice, was designed to make this large vehicle look even bigger than it really is. For example, there's not a lot of tumble home in the glass. It's pretty much vertical glass. The windshield was made a little bit more vertical, and the hood was actually raised from the old QX80. Why? To make it look larger and more imposing, which I have to agree it does. Now, pulling inside is where most of the story happens, and it's why most people buy a vehicle that is this large. First of all, you have 3 rows of seatings. The first 2 can have available massaging seats, and all 3 rows have available heated seats. There's also a massive available clipped stereo, which is 1200 watts and 24 speakers worth. The standard unit somehow makes do with a paltry 12 speakers. Somehow they make it happen. There's also a biometric monitoring system for the second row that tells whether you are cold or hot and adjusts the temperature in the second row only to match you without having to touch any dials. Up front, there's a massive curved touchscreen and a touchscreen display for the HVAC controls. There's a lot of screens up front, but there is a physical volume knob, so don't go screaming just yet. Underneath, well, it's ready for parking garages and off-road duty because that air suspension can lower 2.8 inches to enter a parking garage, or it can raise 2.1 inches for mild off-roading or the road to your lavish estate. This is a great vehicle for towing boats, experiencing albums in reference studio quality, or just being luxurious in a way that a smaller vehicle just can't. It is a lot of vehicle, and we have a lot of interest in driving it when it comes to Canadian dealers summer of 2024 as a 2025 model year. From the floor of the International Auto Show, I'm Clayton Seams for Driving.ca.